Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we are carrying on our journey of discussing smaller details of our favorite games. These are 20 hidden details you missed in Elden Ring. Let's do it. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Melenia's words to Radahn.
On a night of wintry fog.
This small detail in the original trailer for Elden Ring's story wouldn't receive a resolution until years later when the Elden Ring DLC dropped and players discovered the answer to one of the game's oldest questions after acquiring the young lion's armor and reading its description. In the original trailer, Malenia is seen whispering something to Redan. This piece of armor found in the game later reveals that Miquella had sent her with a mission: kill Redan and use his body as part of his own resurrection.
Unless, of course, thou shouldst take the crown.
Godwyn's head under Stormval Castle. Godwyn was the first of the Elden Ring royalty to fall, assassinated in a plot that led his mother, Queen Marica, to shatter the Elden Ring. Did you get all that? Don't worry, it's not that important. What is important is that his death was incomplete, so he didn't fade and disappear. Instead, his body lingered, festering in the hidden corners of the lands between. You know, like a mortal. His most infamous form appears in the deep-root depths, seated grotesquely on a rancid throne. But players who dived deep beneath the abyssal chasms of Stormval Castle may have encountered something even more disturbing: Godwyn's twisted, monstrous head, chilling out like an old can of beer. Secret path past Stormval Castle. Margit is one of the earliest major bosses in Elden Ring. He blocks the entrance to Stormval Castle, letting players know that even though the game is open world, you're still going to find blocks in your path that you have to overcome to progress. Little do players know, Margit isn't actually one of them. Players can actually use a hidden path to avoid the fight altogether. To access this hidden route from Stormval Shack, continue straight down the main road instead of heading towards the castle gates. After speaking with the old woman nearby, drop down from the broken bridge ahead. From there, make your way through a wolf-infested path, then follow a narrow trail that clings to the cliffside. Welcome to the lands beyond. Margarets Shackles. Speaking of Margaret, if you're struggling to defeat him, there's a helpful item you can get called Margarets Shackles. This item can be purchased from patches in Murkwater Cave, a hidden area that I found. I know it's weird to brag about that in a Mojo video, and I am technically a professional, but I never get the opportunity to brag. To access it, enter the cave and open a chest to trigger a boss fight with Patches. Midway through the battle, he'll plead for mercy. Make sure to spare him. Once forgiven, he becomes a merchant, and among his goods is Margarets Shackles, a secret item that can briefly pin Margaret to the ground during battle. Hot. Rolling versus jumping. Bragging time is officially over. I'm including this entry because I'm one of the idiots who didn't realize this, and I'm hoping I'm not alone. Elden Ring has a beautifully annoying location called the Lake of Rot. Up until this point, rolling has been a viable way to travel through areas and avoid damage. Doing so in the Lake of Rot is a death sentence. Rolling rapidly builds up the Scarlet Rot, draining your health alarmingly fast. This was particularly annoying when trying to dodge enemies. Opt for keeping distance instead of dodging. It's a punishing area, but the logic is sound. The less you touch the rot, the better, which I should have assumed. The Round Table Hold.
Be sure to tell her she's a servant to she's been my I've lost count of the number.
The Round Table Hold is the central hub for player progression, and it is constantly changing and adapting based on in-game events. Characters arrive, depart, or shift locations based on your choices and story progression, making the hold feel real. While many NPCs only remain for limited periods or may even die, it's still worth speaking to each one, including the cryptic Two Fingers and Finger Reader, who deepen the world's lore. Also, speak to everyone more than once because it opens up new conversations.
What do you need? I have little time to spare.
Gowry's Secret Talisman.
Oh, I didn't notice you there. Welcome. How may I help you?
Gowry, a devoted servant of the Goddess of Rot, plays a key role in introducing players to Millicent. Their stories are deeply connected, but eventually you're forced to choose between aiding or betraying Millicent. Return to Gowry's shack after progressing, and you'll find him weeping, asking you to kill her, presenting another moral decision. If you haven't yet helped Millicent and chose to kill Gary instead, he'll drop the Flock's Canvas Talisman and his bell bearing, allowing access to his shop at the Round Table Hold. If you kill Millicent, he'll reward you with the same item. The real twist, upon death, Gary's body reveals he was actually a kindred of rot all along, which I'm sure you already know. Liar.
My apologies, though. You hardly needed to see me like that.
A second finger maiden. In one of Elden Ring's darkest endings, the player burns the Erd Tree, prompting Melina to abandon them in anger, which is as rough as it gets, especially if you want Melina to be your wife. But even after choosing the path of the Frenzied Flame and siding with the Three Fingers, the Tarnished doesn't remain maidenless for long. The Frenzied Flame offers Hyetta, its own twisted version of a finger maiden. She appears near the lake-facing cliffs Side of Grace, provided you've completed Irina's questline. However, her identity is questionable. Some players believe Hyetta is actually Shabriri, a servant of the Three Fingers, who hijacked Irina's body to impersonate a maiden. Still, options are limited, so just do what you have to. Fia's underwear.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia.
Fia's role in Elden Ring is certainly a bit weird. She lies beside great warriors to draw out their life force, which she then uses to revive fallen nobles and royalty. And I promise that's not a euphemism. Wait, maybe it's a euphemism. While the act is portrayed as solemn and spiritual, there's a layer of ambiguity about what else might occur beneath the sheets. Certain in-game items, like her revealing sleepwear, hint at more intimate undertones. Data miners uncovered cut content that reveals Fia was originally modeled with a G-string called the Deathbed Smalls. Though it was removed from the normal gameplay, they remain in the game files, making it a particularly hidden detail.
I was known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble to grant him another chance at life.
Commander Gaius is Pantless. By now, most Elden Ring players have encountered Commander Gaius, one of the more frustrating bosses in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Charging into battle on his aggressive boar, Gaius is a tough fight. But amid all the chaos, including the boar's absolute disregard for hitboxes, players may have missed a very odd detail. Gaius isn't wearing any pants, and we know this for sure because you can find them. After defeating him, explore the area behind his arena. It's here you'll encounter an archer riding a wolf. Defeat them and you'll be rewarded with Gaius's stylish missing trousers. This begs the question, why did this random archer have Gaius's pants? What's going on here? The Blade of Calling is Melina's weapon. Every Tarnished owes a bit of gratitude to Melina, and the majority of us are pretty thirsty, grateful. While players only interact with her through brief conversations at sites of grace, it's clear she's powerful. You can actually summon Melina during the battle with Morgott, where she supports you with healing incantations and attacks using her signature weapon, the Blade of Calling. However, some players miss the chance to get this weapon. After Morgott's defeat, you can find her weapon in the Forbidden Lands, accessible by jumping off the elevator en route to the mountaintops of the Giants. Great weapon, great lady. Frenzied Flame beneath the Capitol. The Frenzied Flame is referenced throughout Elden Ring, often painted as malevolent, but in truth, the Frenzied Flame represents pure chaos. Hidden deep beneath Lane Dell is the mass graves of traveling merchants, the very ones who first invoked the Frenzied Flame. Descending further through the perilous drops leads to a sealed door which can only be opened under very specific conditions. Behind it waits the lesser-known hidden detail, the Three Fingers, a twisted embodiment of madness that is pretty consistently referenced throughout the game. Padillas Death.
Stop. Please stop.
While most of Elden Ring's secrets can be discovered at any time, a few are tied to very specific moments, making them real difficult to find naturally, or even at all. One such event involves the death of Padilla, a minor NPC and merchant found in Korea Manor. Ignoring the process to save us time, players can return to Korea Manor at a certain point to witness a strange scene. Padilla is killed by his own puppets. Elden Ring rarely delivers its lore directly, and moments like this just enrich its world, making it easier for the player to digest the lore-rich story. The ever-brilliant Gold Mask armor set.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corrin, a man of the cloth.
The enigmatic Gold Mask first appears in Elden Ring's opening cinematic and then disappears for most of the game, only to show up later in strange and specific locations across the Altar's plateau. Despite his quiet presence, Gold Mask plays a crucial role. He holds a great rune necessary to restore the shattered Elden Ring and get the game's best ending. But did you know that Gold Mask eventually meets his end, leaving behind a truly memorable armor set? Consisting of little more than a towel, bangles, and golden undies, it looks like something a wrestler in the 90s would wear. General Rodans Horse's name.
General Redan is cursed ever to wander.
General Radan's boss fight is as epic as it gets. However, for some players, the sight of the towering Redan charging into battle on a scrawny, normal-sized horse is also as stupid as it gets. But don't bully him, because Redan shares a strong bond with his horse, whom he lovingly named Leonard, something most players don't know. In the depths of his madness, consumed by scarlet rot and wandering the desolate beaches of Caelid, Leonard remains his only true companion. Redan even mastered gravity magic to reduce his own weight, just so Leonard could continue to bear him into battle. Very romantic. Tanith eating Reichards' head. Volcano Manor oozes an unsettling atmosphere, which is proven true behind every single creepy corner you pop around. In Volcano Manor, you can be given an invitation to meet Lord Reichards. Unfortunately, it's nothing more than a ploy to lure worthy Tarnished into becoming sacrifices for the corrupted demigod. His follower, Lady Tanith, remains fiercely devoted to him, so much so that she eventually consumes Reichards' massive, mutilated head. Women, am I right? So stupid. What people miss is that she's doing this to be closer to him and maybe take on some of his nobility. Women, am I right? I hate myself. Gideon Ofnir's Spies.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord.
Gideon Ofnir may style himself as the all-knowing, but there's a reason why his critics refer to him as all-hearing instead. Rather than gaining wisdom through experience, Gideon relies heavily on his extensive network of spies to gather information. Evidence of this can be found in Reichards' boss arena, where a corpse wearing an eye surcoat marked with Gideon's emblem lies abandoned. This suggests that one of his agents was secretly observing Reichards before being discovered and devoured by the serpent god. It's a nice little detail to see the emblem out in the world, acknowledging the spies. Two moons in the Moonlight Altar. When players first arrive at the Moonlight Altar, they're likely to be struck by its breathtaking atmosphere. And a nice hidden detail is that it's the only known location in the lands between where two moons can be seen in the sky. One shines more brightly than the other, which players theorize is Ranni's moon, which suggests her success in ushering in the Age of Stars. The dimmer moon could possibly represent Renella's influence. Either way, it's a subtle but meaningful detail in this rich and beautiful world. Defeating Morgott removes Margit.
What is thy business with these thrones? Godric the Golden.
Remember how we discussed the secret path to dodge Margit? Well, did you know that if you take this shortcut to make your way to Lane Dell and defeat Morgott, the self-proclaimed Lord of the Capital, you'll notice that Margit is no longer present at Stormval's entrance. While it's never explicitly confirmed whether Margit and Morgott are the same being, or if Margit is merely a projection, the two are clearly connected in a significant way. Marica and Ratigan are the same person. One major secret that many players may overlook while exploring Lane Dell is a statue that unveils a startling truth about Queen Marica and her consort Radagon. It reveals that the two are in fact the same being. Radagon is a male manifestation or counterpart of Marica, somehow split from or born out of her. What makes this revelation even more unsettling is that Radagon later marries Marica and fathers children with her. Their offspring, Malenia and Mikola, both suffer from severe afflictions. I wonder why that is. Yuck. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos.